Hi everybody, welcome to week 4. Here's our brief overview of what's going on this week. First of all, thank you so much for submitting your CBA assignments. I'm reading those over and I should have everyone's feedback to them by the end of the day on Monday at the latest. I'm hoping to get everybody done today, but by the end of the day on Monday at the latest. You will have until the end of the day on Friday of this week, which is July 27, to make your revisions and submit your final CBA assignment to TK20. You're not submitting it to As You Learn. You're going to submit that link to your Google Doc to TK20, and then I will put your grade in As You Learn manually. So, I hope that my feedback will be helpful and clear to you. Do make sure that if you haven't done so already, you look at the rubric that I'll be using to assess your CBA, as well as the directions, and there are also some examples that might be helpful for you. If any sections are confusing to you, just drop me an email, or you can feel free to text me and we can also make a time to talk. One thing to note, like in part 4, you're creating your blueprint. The percentages need to add up to 100%, as well as make sure that, like, if you say that a specific learning target is going to have 10% weight in your assessment, then it should have 10% weight in your assessment. So make your points in your assessment clear to me and clear to your students so I can make sure they're aligned. The main thing that you want to be looking for is alignment throughout your CBA. So the learning goals, the learning targets that you set out, they need to be addressed either within the summative assessment or within your formative assessment, or in both places. You should not have a learning target that you set out that is not addressed in either place. So make sure that your learning targets are attached to your content objectives and that your assessments are helping the students get to those targets. If you have something on your assessment and it is not reflected in your target, that's a problem, because your learning targets, those are what you're going to be eventually using to teach. Okay, I won't go on and on with that because I want to show you what else is up this week. Other thing I wanted to note, thanks so much for you guys. You did a great job with your comments on the personal communication video clip that I had posted this past week. Very nice discussions of that. You will find your grade for Flipgrids in your grade book, and you can also find feedback there. So if you didn't get 100% of the points for that, you can see why. And you can also ask me about that. And so for this week, week 4, guys, we're going to be looking at feedback and getting started on our second big assignment, which is analysis of student learning. This is the fun part of summer school. We just zoom right along. So this week we're reading the Vatterott text. Maybe you got started on it last week, but this week we're delving into it, and that's what we're going to read this week. It's about standards-based grading, and it also will give you really good ideas for feedback as well, and talks about reliability and validity. So it's going to help you as well for your ASL project. So I hope you enjoy the text. That's what our Flipgrid discussion is going to be focused on for this week. I posted a lot of quite a few reflection questions. Obviously, you're not going to address all of them in your Flipgrid, so hopefully 1 or 2 of them might help you think about what you want to post about, or you can post your own ideas as to what you found interesting in the text. So that's what's up for standards-based grading. You can also take a look through Chapter 10. The material in Chapter 10 is also similar to what's in this text, but a little bit different, and I like this book better. But it's reinforces one another. So you can skim it over as you need. The other areas that we're going to be working on are, so with analyzing student learning, one of the main reasons why we analyze student learning is so we know where to go as teachers and so we can give students effective feedback. I'm running out of time here because I want to keep this short. So this topic is all about feedback, and I have a lesson here. I think it would be worth your time to watch it, and please read these articles because there's really not much in our text about that's specific to providing feedback. After that, this activity, it's not one that you're going to submit individually. It's one that we're going to do together as a class. So do the readings and observe this first, and then the activity is for you to actually look at feedback that teachers provided to students. So you should be able to see, it might take a minute to load, but you can look at the type of feedback that the teacher provided. And then down here, everybody has editing privileges, so you can just put some notes. Oh, this is what I found good, not so good, and what the student learned from the feedback. Think about it from the student perspective, and any other comments that you have. And there's two examples, so you can look at both of them, you could look at one of them. Any participation that you have there is great. And this will also help you to apply what we're reading from the chapters, from the text, from the articles, and as well help you to think about feedback that you might want to use with your analyzing student learning project. All right, and then this topic is about conferences with students. This is a chapter in our text, and so this is a form of feedback that's very specific. So it's chapter 12, and I have 3 different videos that show examples of conferences with students that you can check out. And then finally, the last link on here is to give you an overview of the analysis of student learning project. So please do, when you have the chance, go ahead and watch the video and go ahead and get started on that. So the analysis for student learning, sorry guys. The analysis of student learning product as a whole, like all of the resources, they're just out here. So you're going to have to go out there to get them. All right, that's more than enough time for me. So thanks and have a good week, and let me know if you have any questions.